you. So quickly we're going to move on to the next item. I'm going to introduce Mr. Fabian Howe. He has been married to his wife Martine for 16 years. Let's put our hands together for God. That is a blessing. They have 2 children, a 12-year-old son, Ethan, and a 9-year-old daughter, Candace. He's the author of the book called Go Whisper. And this is a book which helps parents communicate more efficiently, more effectively with their children. He is here to share and bless us with some insights on building stronger and mutually beneficial bonds with our children. Amen? So without further ado, I'd like to introduce, welcome Mr. Fabian Howe. Let's put our hands together for God. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. How's everyone doing this morning? Good. How's everyone doing this morning? Good. All right, that's better, that's better. Question for you. When you walk into a room, do you light up the room? Or do you light up the room when you leave? Sometimes, when we leave our room, we hear chatter, right? I'm going to talk to you today about parental bond, a very, very, very important aspect of the family. I'm going to need 3 volunteers. 3 volunteers with thick skin. So if you have thick skin, can you just please raise your hand? I just need 3 volunteers. Okay, we got 1. Can you come up, please? Need 2 more. Okay, come on up there, please. Come on up here, please. Let's give our volunteers a round of applause. Perfect. Have you ever heard there's 2 sides to a story? Have you ever heard that? Yes. How about 2 sides to a coin? Yes? That's false. Did you know that? No, right? There's actually 3 sides to a coin. The head, tail, yeah, see? Right? How about the story? There's his story, her story, and the truth. Is that what I'm hearing? Yes? Okay. Well, in the parent-child realm, there's a parent story, there's a child story, and then there is the truth or the unsaid story. We're going to talk about that today. You said you have a thick skin, right? You too? You also? You are ugly. You are worthless. You will amount to nothing. No one wants to be with you. You are fat. Okay? That they are ugly? Have you been a parent on that side telling your child that? Or how about the parent who just looks at their child in such a disappointing way? Or the parent that looks at the child and says, "You are an amazing gift of God. I'm so thankful that God has blessed me with you." And you tell them how wonderful they are. Sticks and stones will not break my bones. And your words will never help me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Have you heard that?
Yes.
It's a lie. Life and death is in the tongue, right? Words are powerful. To a child, your words are powerful. You have to use words of empowerment. You have to empower your children. So words will hurt them. Thank you. Don't allow people to confess negative things over your children. Or your children are spoiled. Spoiled rotten. Don't allow that. Counter it with your children are spoiled with love. Why can't you give your kids what you want to give them and it'd be okay? What goes into the mind of a child verbally and physically will come out. The book that I wrote, Go Whisper, is all about helping parents communicate more effectively with their children to help draw those innate blessings that God has put in them. And as a parent, it's your responsibility to help draw those things out. Before I leave today, I will give you about 8 things that you can put into effect right now to help your children, to help you build a stronger bond with your child. You've probably heard of the old adage, the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Have anyone ever said that about you from your kids? When they look at you and look at their kid and say, wow, the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? It's a good thing. You hope, right? You don't know what they mean when they say that. They could really say that and mean, wow, man, they're going to have some trouble. Why do mothers or fathers at times they have a daughter and they're worried about that child growing up? Oh, I'm glad I have a son because right? Because maybe of experiences that they have had. We all have to look at our own experiences. It doesn't mean that we have to duplicate what was done to us by our parents to our children. Someone has to break the cycle. There should be generational blessings and not generational curses. As a parent, you have the power in you to develop your children. Our children did not ask for us to be here. Right or wrong? Right? Love is an action word. Yes? And yes. So if you tell your child, I love you 5 times a day, is it more powerful to show them 1 time a day? Over the 5, telling them 5 times? Absolutely. So please, let's step back a moment and say, if we're going to tell our children that we love them, let's show them that we love them. Let's demonstrate in our daily activity, the things that we do on a day-to-day basis, that we love them. And I'm going to share with you those 8 things that you can put into effect right now that's going to help you with building that parental bond at home. The first one is called Go Whisper. Please write these down. Go Whisper. I give you a perfect example of what I do with my kids. As you just heard, my son is 12 and my daughter is 9. Absolutely wonderful children. Either of them have not missed an honor roll or high honor roll since school. And we have to do nothing. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Proverbs 22:6. Raise up a child, right? Can we all finish that? In the way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. That's a bond. Okay? That is a bond. If you're tied to something, you're not going to depart from it. So here's a child-parent bond that has been built over the years that the child is not going to depart from. Do you know that it takes a child till about the age of 25 for them to develop their frontal lobe? That's the judgment aspect of their brain. So they're not adults. We have to sometimes get to their level. So here's how Go Whisper works. My son or daughter is in bed, and I go and I pray with them. And after praying, I will say, "You are beautiful, you're handsome." Okay, I'm gonna talk as if I'm talking to both of them now. Okay, you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're wonderful, you're special, you're kind, you're adorable. You're the best son in the whole world. You're the best daughter in the whole world. You're the best big brother in the whole world. You're the best little sister in the whole world. Love yourself, trust yourself, believe in yourself, have faith in yourself. Love God, trust in God, believe in God, love God. We love you, we appreciate you, and we'll always be here for you. That's one year. The second year, always, 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 always dream big. Don't ever, ever, ever let anyone steal your dreams. Fight for your dreams. Step out in faith for your dreams. Be courageous. Be strong. Be steadfast. Be persistent and consistent in all that you do. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are endowed with the seeds of greatness. You are a ferocious reader. You're talented. You're gifted. You make friends easily. You have great people skills. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will always be here for you. That's in me. And that's what comes out. And that's what I tell my kids almost every day. And guess what they're starting to believe? That they are those things. There's a bond that's being developed here with my children and I. Because my wife and I do this with them. 2 days ago, my son wasn't feeling well. And I'm working on the computer, probably 8:30 at night. And I send my son to bed. And just before he goes up, I said, "Let me just pray over you." He said, "No, Dad, can you pray and whisper with me?" So guess what I did? I went to his room and I prayed and whispered that exact thing I just did just now with you. So that's Go Whisper. Find your Go Whisper with your child and bless them. Bless them with those words, but then you got to show it in your actions as well. Number 2, get on the floor. Get on the floor. When your children are 2 feet and you are 5 feet, there's a level difference, right? So oftentimes we talk down to our kids. Get on their level. It's okay. Get on the floor and play board games with your kids. Monopoly, chess, checkers. It's okay if they beat you. All you have to do is say, "You know what, I just let you win." Right? But you got to get on the floor with your kids and play with them. These are the memories that's going to last a lifetime with them. These are the bond-making times of their lives. So get on the floor with them. Some of them may have video games. It's okay if you don't know how to play. Just go and mess it up. They'll be happy that you're there with them. And you know what that does? That gives you an opportunity to have a conversation with your child. Because now you're on their level. Right? Get on the floor with your kids. Third, get involved. Get involved. School. Okay, you work, I understand that. Maybe you have a tough schedule. There's email, there's a phone, call the teacher, find out what you can do to help your child. In my household, all I say to my son or daughter, is there any help or anything that I can do to help you with any aspect of school? And they may say, no, Daddy, I got this, it's okay. So what do? I go on the computer and I check their grades. Because now we have that, right? And then I know that they have it because the grades show it. And obviously I communicate with the teachers through email as well. So you gotta get involved. Have you ever had a play date with your children? You want to be the parent to have the play date. Why? Because you invite their friends to your house. You control the environment. Pizza. Doesn't matter. Have a couple of their friends over and hang out with them. These are all bonding opportunities for you and your child. It doesn't take a lot. It just takes a little bit of focused effort. Get involved. Next, set an example. Hugs, kisses, the I love yous. If my kids see my wife and I hugging, they'll run over and try to get involved with it. Because we do it enough in front of them. Yes, I kiss my wife in front of my kids. And they'll cover their eyes, Mommy, Daddy, you know, that whole thing. But they need to know what love is like. We have to be an example for our children. If you're not the example, guess who will be? Someone else. And you're not going to be happy with that example that they are showing. Because I've heard things from my son or daughter, and I've wondered, wait a minute, that did not come from me. Who have you been hanging around with? Right? Very, very important. Set an example. Next, be patient. Be patient. It's so important to be patient with our kids because sometimes we often are quick to fly off the handle. Do you know that your child processes decisions, thoughts different from adults? So we, as parents, cannot look at our kids and say, what are you, crazy? How could you even think that? We have to remember that we were kids once. We did stupid things too. Right? And look at us now, right? They're gonna make mistakes. It's okay. They're children. Learn to navigate through those mistakes. And when you discipline your child, and you should discipline your children, right? You shouldn't be running around the mall. I think that's okay. When you discipline your children, what's wrong with going a couple minutes after you discipline them, call them out, sit down with them and say to them, now, do you know why I punished you? This gives you an opportunity to explain why they're being punished. It's so bad for a child. I've been there to be punished and have no idea why I've been punished. No idea. Mom, Dad, what did I do? I've been there numerous times. Dad may have had a bad day at work. Mom may have a bad day at work. And guess what they do? They come home and take it out on the kids. So if you're going to discipline your child, please take time to explain to them why. Because now they can start to process this and say, oh, okay, I know not to do that. It's the same thing with a child putting their hand on the stove and finding out the stove is hot. They know not to put their hand on the stove anymore. So you have to explain and give them the ammunition to make those decisions. Be patient. Talk to your children. Build trust, communication bridges between you and your child. We talked about the whole whisper aspect. When you have opportunities to communicate with your kids, take advantage of it. You know, it's oftentimes says it's quality time that matters. And I agree to some degree. But let me ask you a question. If I hadn't spoken to you in a month, and then I asked you for 10 minutes of quality time, you think they're really going to be quality time? No. I would rather have multiple 5 minutes versus one long hour. If that's what you have, give it to your children. Don't say let's spend quality time now and then go to a movie and then you don't talk. Because you watch a movie. Right? If it's 5 minutes you have, spend 5 minutes talking with your child. Get to know what's going on in their brain. What's going on in their school. What's going on with their friends. Because oftentimes, a kid may lock themselves in the house, in the room, and you have no idea. Please do not allow that to happen. Don't ever allow your kids to lock the door. Privacy, obviously, but don't just go into your room and lock the door. You are the parent, right? You are the master of your household. You got to teach them right from the start. Talk to your children before they're lost and listening to other people. Okay? And lastly, reward your children. Reward your children. I can't say this enough. Where are my 3 children that was up here earlier? Can I have my 3 children back? Just real quick, please. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you. Pastor, I'm sorry, I just gave my offering money. You have to reward your children. It is vital. It is vital that you reward your children. If you're going to discipline them and punish them when they're wrong, why are you not going to reward them when they're doing the right things? Right? We have to reward the behavior that we're trying to get. Right? I'll give you a perfect example of one of my rewards. My son, daughter, they get high on a roll. And they do it every semester, so I have to come up with different ideas on how to reward them. So my daughter, she loves to go shopping with my wife, with her mom. So I told her, okay, Candace, this time you're on a high honor roll. Here's some money to go shopping. She loves it. My son, on the other hand, he likes games. So I took him and I blessed him with a game. His birthday is coming up on the 26th, so I can't say what I'm going to give him because he might watch this later. You know, but we have to reward our kids. We really do. That is vital. And you may not have much. That's okay. I remember growing up, with my mom, single mom, and there were often times where I had probably 3 pairs of pants and my mom would just change the shirts. Right? So the kids in school wouldn't know. But I remember her rewarding me the first of the school year. There was a jumper, probably cost $100 to get. Really nice jumper. I've been eyeing it. And I did a few things right, and she surprised me with that. I lit up. I wore that jumper out, okay? But I still have that memory today. So I'm telling you, the memories that you plant in your children, good, bad, or indifferent, will make or break that bond. You have the opportunity. God has gifted you all with everything you need to build the bridges between you and your child. Pastor, so thankful for you to have this summit today. The seats are filled in my eyes. And those that are supposed to be here are here. So thank you again so much, because this gives me an opportunity to share aspects of my life that have blessed my wife and I, and has blessed our kids. And I want to continue to go and spread this news because I think it's important. We need to save these kids out here today. We really do. And guess what? When you save your child, guess what? The neighbor's child gets saved. Then the community child gets saved. Then the state child gets saved. You see how it just grows. But it starts in your house. So be blessed. Thank you all for listening.